Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm going to keep this one pretty short, just because not much is going on right now. I just want to come on and give you an update on kind of how things have gone, what the plan is going forward for the next few weeks, and yeah, just basically tell you where we are in terms of phases and plan of action. So we've finished the growing phase now. We started the growing phase when I came off stage, so pretty much 1st of December was pretty much like the start of the growing phase. And it's now 2nd of June, so a good 6 months solid growing and solid pushing food up and packing on as much tissue as we could in this time, because we knew the time frame we had. This was set before we started the growing phase, because we knew the show or shows we're going to do later in the year. So we set this target of having the growing phase at this point, doing as much as we could, which I think we've made significant progress and put a good amount of tissue on, kept pretty lean and good body composition throughout this growing phase, which I'm very happy with. I managed to do that with the amount of food we're eating, and yeah, basically just do a full-on growing phase, packing on tissue, mass phase, whatever you want to call it, for that period of time. So that's gone really well. I'm sure I talked about it in previous videos, but you know, you can go on my Instagram to see how training's gone, see how physique updates are on there if you want. So that's henry.taylor on Instagram, if you want to go and look at that. But where we are at right now is we start the clearance phase, health phase, Wednesday, well, this week pretty much. And obviously I'm going to be as transparent as I can, because I can on YouTube a bit more than I can on Instagram. The clearance phase, health phase, basically we bring down the amount of drugs that we're using during the growing phase. Now for us at the moment, we're not using very high amounts at all. I'm not going to give you any numbers, but we're really not. We're kind of scraping the surface with that kind of thing. And, you know, we're not. We pushed drugs harder last year, so we actually took less in this growing phase than last year. So you know, for me, with that type of stuff, when it comes down to bodybuilding, because I started my journey and did a prolonged period of time natural and literally just training and eating, that's carried through in my mindset right to where I am right now. And I don't think that will leave me, just because of what the mentality I had back then when I was younger, to literally just train and eat and grow from that. And that's kind of how I see it right now. I don't really pay attention to the whole drug side of things. Obviously that's just comes part of it, and that is bodybuilding if you want to go into the competitive side of bodybuilding, as it just makes things fair and even, and you're on a level playing field with everyone else who's doing it. So for me, that's I've never been in the mindset where, you know, I know a lot of people struggle when they come off cycle or they drop drugs down, and they just mentally think they're going to lose size, and they, you know, stop training properly and stop eating properly. Whereas for me, I kind of just constantly try and progress my lifts, and whether I'm on or off cycle, it doesn't really faze me at all. Obviously, I feel slightly different when I'm off, or in the clearance phase where I'm now. I'm probably going to feel slightly different in terms of joints are going to feel a bit more vulnerable. The word I like to use is I won't feel as invincible as I do when I'm doing a certain cycle. So that's what's happening now in the clearance phase. We're dropping down, going down to the low dose, and doing this for the next 4 weeks, where in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks, we're going to take get bloods done before basically we start prep and see if everything's in check, pretty much. which is what you always should do. You know, I probably take my bloods three, maybe 4 times a year, which I think is necessary. I think especially before you go into prep, after the growing phase, if you want in the middle of the growing phase to see what, you know, when you're at your peak weight and peak strength, where your bloods are there, because obviously when you're at your peak weight and the drug's the highest, the strength's the highest, you're holding the most tissue and the most weight, bloods are going to probably be the higher end. They're probably going to be the worst you're going to see. Whereas when I start dropping weight and I start getting leaner, I feel better. I feel like my bloods are better. Obviously, you can't feel if your bloods are better, but I just feel obviously healthier. You know, I'm not gassing out when I'm walking up the stairs, things like that, or making noises when I'm trying to get out of the car. So that's where we're at right now in this clearance phase. We're doing this for 4 weeks, bloods, getting everything checked off before we start prep in the next 4 weeks, which will be a 16-week prep. But we kind of Luca made changes yesterday, day before, to food changes. So food has dropped down very slightly. 50 gram of carbs taken off on both training day and rest day, literally just to try and bring some body weight down and get us in the best position to kind of start prep. But in my mind, prep started this week, because we're already putting factors in that are prep related and trying to get into a bit of just get ahead really, because we were last year. We were ahead of the game last year, and it just made things so much better in terms of stress, in terms of, for both me and Luke, I think, the stress from a coach's point of view and the stress from an athlete's point of view was just low the whole time, and we kind of just keep checking boxes each week. You know, we didn't have to rush anything. Luke didn't have to make any drastic changes or drastic calls. You know, even when it came down to show day, it was just very, very chilled. You know, I think obviously it goes down to the coach and athlete kind of relationship. I think me and Luke have a good relationship in that sense, where we're both on the same page most of the time. We're both quite chilled out people, so we can kind of just get on with the plan, and it is what it is. Even he probably stresses out a bit more than me, but obviously he's the coach and he has the responsibility of me. So, but I think it was very chilled last year, and we're just hoping to do the same this year, which I honestly don't think there'll be any problem in doing that. I think we'll fly through it, and we'll just, you know, last year was a breeze. Yeah, that's kind of what we want to do this year. That's why we're starting now. Give us like this 4-week play around period where we can kind of drop weight, drop food, add a bit more cardio, things like that, until we kind of go balls to the wall in 4 weeks. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little update here. We've got 10 minutes, otherwise I'll waffle on for ages, but a good growing phase, very happy. You know, at the end of the day, making progress, which is the main thing. And I'm just looking forward to taking this fat off, taking this water off, looking to see what's underneath and see what improvements we've made in the last 6 months, because I can definitely feel like I've made improvements, especially arms, legs have definitely come up, hamstrings, back shots, quite a lot to be fair, but we've targeted everything. We wanted to put tissue on everywhere, so it would just be interesting to see what improvements we made and what we next need to work on. Obviously I need more overall size. That's not going to go out of the picture very soon, but you know, there'll be aspects where we can say, right, that came up this year, well, this came up this year, we need to work on this a bit more. But for me it's overall size with my height, and obviously I want to go, taking it into the open class. I need to be bigger. I need to be much bigger than I am right now, so it's just going to be pretty much the same when we come off show in October. Probably the same sort of plan with off-season and growing phase, and just pushing again, which is the joy of bodybuilding. Constant battle and constant just eager to grow and just wanting to progress overall training, physique, mindset, everything. So I'm looking forward to this prep, definitely, with the experience of having last year, with last year being my first one and it going well. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into the mindset of prep and kind of probably taking it better, taking it more in my stride, and I just wanted to kind of take it in a bit more as well. I don't think I took a lot in last year in last year's prep, so I definitely think I can take a bit more in this year, especially when it comes down to show day and peak week and stuff. That's a lot of that is a blur. I took a bit more in when I did the Worlds the week after my first show, just because I told myself, Henry, just take this in. It's, you know, it's not going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every year. You know, it's not guaranteed. Just give you a little update. I've just trained arms, so the Friday today, legs tomorrow for Saturday, rest day, and then we just do it all again. So I'll come next week with a better video. Just want to kind of give an update before we go, well, when we start going into this clearance phase and the kind of cut off of growing phase. So just want to give that update, and yeah, we'll come next week with a better video and see what that is. Probably training or something around nutrition. I'm not quite sure. It's normally the same shit anyway. I will be starting, like I said in the previous video or two, we'll be starting the Dream Big Series 2, which I'm looking forward to starting and getting that up and running, which will start in the next 4 weeks when we get this clearance phase out of the way. So yeah, I'm going to do steps now. Got half an hour on the treadmill doing steps, and then meal one. So appreciate you guys watching. If you got to the end of this, apologies for kind of waffling on, but I just wanted to get that out there. And yeah, we'll see you next week.